and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you some news. King Charles left Camilla in tears as he announces Duchess Sophie's rising role. An insider source claims that Prince William and Duchess Sophie have assumed a pivotal role in mitigating King Charles's influence during a power struggle at the palace, as the king battles cancer, which has incited much anger in Camilla. The Duchess assumes responsibility as the king confronts illness. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, has emerged as a prominent royal figure amid a changing power dynamic within the House of Windsor, while King Charles receives treatment for cancer. Earlier this month, when the king recuperated under medical advice, Duchess Sophie and her spouse, Prince Edward, represented the king at a significant Intense Cordiale commemoration, a prominent Anglo-French commemorative event. On April 8, the royal couple ceremoniously reviewed British and French soldiers in Buckingham Palace's courtyard, commemorating the 120th anniversary of the 1904 Intense Cordial Accord. Tourists and dignitaries observed as French troops participated in the annual changing of the guard ritual for the first time, a symbolic act commemorating Franco-British camaraderie. In King Charles's absence, owing to his continuous cancer treatment, the responsibility of overseeing this extraordinary exhibition of soft diplomacy was entrusted to Sophie and Edward, who executed it with composure and seriousness. Royal pundits highlighted the importance of Sophie's enhanced position. Rhiannon Mills of Sky News said that the participation of the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh at this event served as a reminder of the monarchy's crucial role in fostering international relations through soft diplomacy. Sophie, 58, represented the sovereign by reviewing the French Garde Républicaine and the British Scots Guards in parallel, a responsibility typically assigned to the Queen. The king personally requested his younger brother Edward and Sophie to represent him at the celebration, a significant choice that underscored Sophie's increasing prominence as one of Charles's most trusted substitutes. Palace sources said that this was not a mere substitute. It indicated an increasing dependence on the Duchess in light of Charles's health issues and maybe a nuanced alteration in the royal hierarchy. Sophie's immaculate performance during the Intense Cordiale March, characterized by a warm grin while greeting cadets and a faultless salute at the dais, was duly recognized. Images from that day depict the Duchess standing prominently alongside Edward during the performance of the French and British national anthems. She epitomized a stateswoman, said a royal observer on social media, highlighting Sophie's composed assurance amid an occasion of significant diplomatic significance. The Duchess's sophisticated ensemble, a stylish white mid-calf dress, complemented by a cream coat, further solidified her portrayal as a calm, unwavering presence at a period of uncertainty. As one headline said, Edward and Sophie look regal as they substitute for the king. The pair seemed quite prepared to assume the responsibilities of the monarchy when required. A sovereign dispute regarding the monarch's well-being. Behind palace gates, tensions have been subtly escalating around the extent of King Charles's responsibilities at 76, given his health issues, and the royal family seems to be split on this issue. Prior to the king's recent 4-day state visit to Italy, April 7-10, many insider sources indicated that Prince William and Duchess Sophie advised Charles to reduce his responsibilities and focus on his recuperation. A palace insider said that top royals were concerned about the king's determination to proceed with the rapid Italian trip, which included activities ranging from seeing the Colosseum to addressing the Italian parliament in Rome. The source said that doctors had strongly advised rest, noting that William and Sophie implored him to refrain from overexertion to avoid the danger of weariness. These appeals followed the king's short hospitalization in late March, during which he had temporary side effects from his continuous cancer treatment, a distressing incident that underscored the gravity of his health for the family. However, Queen Camilla, 77, allegedly adopted a contrasting position, effectively urging Charles to persevere and fulfill his responsibilities despite the health issues. Camilla has openly recognized her husband's relentless work ethic. She notably said, "Dream on, when asked during the journey to Italy if the king might slow down. For her, the king's fervor for his duties is a wellspring of vitality. He adores his work, and it sustains him. If someone has been ill and is recovering, they now feel a strong desire to achieve more. "That is the issue," Camilla said to reporters with a laugh. Royal author Phil Dampier asserts that Camilla often advises Charles to decelerate. Nonetheless, she is cognizant that he will not heed her counsel. Insiders report that the Queen Consort was eager for the Italy journey to continue, as she believed it would elevate Charles's spirits. The journey proceeded as scheduled, contingent upon the cautious endorsement of royal physicians. The Sun said that any extended international visit requires approval from doctors due to the king's illness. Meanwhile, William was apprehensive. The 42-year-old Prince of Wales has assumed more duties as his father contends with sickness, and he is well aware of the need to safeguard the king's health for the monarchy's sake. A top advisor openly acknowledged, "We've all attempted to persuade him to decelerate, but the king is passionate about his duties." In essence, Charles would not be easily influenced, not by his concerned son nor by his physicians. William and Sophie's apprehensions were disregarded, and Charles, encouraged by Camilla, proceeded with an extensive itinerary in Italy, with a demanding timetable that would test even a robust king. The royal contention on Charles's responsibilities has intensified talk about an imminent transition of leadership. Observers remarked that Prince William was notably protective of his father's position in recent weeks, discreetly assuming responsibility for various investitures and engagements that Charles neglected. The situation is precarious. The king asserts his ability to serve, while his heir and other immediate relatives express concerns about excessive demands too quickly. A former palace official informed Radar that the king's recent health issues have reminded the family of their limited control over the timing of royal succession, leading William to remain vigilant. In summary, it is widely acknowledged that the throne may transition abruptly. Nonetheless, there is a strong desire for Charles to rule for an extended period if he can be encouraged to moderate his pace. Camilla against Sophie, an escalating palace divide. In light of the king's health issue, a power struggle seems to be emerging between Queen Camilla and Duchess Sophie, as reported by many royal sources. The two ladies, one the king's spouse, and the other his cherished sister-in-law, exhibit very different perspectives and roles inside the firm. Recent developments have allegedly exacerbated their long-standing conflicts. A significant bone of contention arose from King Charles's desire to delegate further responsibilities to Sophie. In the last year, the Duchess of Edinburgh's prominence has surged. She acquired her title in 2023 and has since been tasked with representing the crown at prestigious occasions, with speculation about more accolades. Charles's trust in Sophie reportedly causes Camilla to feel deeply uneasy. A royal source indicated that Camilla was absolutely furious upon discovering that Charles had requested Sophie to represent him at the Intense Cordiale celebration, a role Camilla could have assumed under alternative circumstances. The king's decision to depend on Sophie and Edward for such a prominent engagement allegedly blindsided Camilla, who was absent from the event. Insiders suggest that Charles may be contemplating bestowing upon Sophie a new honorary military position or patronage to enhance her status. A palace observer remarked that Charles seems to be rewarding Sophie for her loyalty and diligence, a decision that Queen Camilla reportedly finds intolerable. Camilla's alleged irritation stems not only from Sophie's ascendance, but also from her family's position, or absence thereof, within the royal hierarchy. Royal insiders assert that Camilla has been advocating discreetly for her two children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes, to have an official function or status within the royal family. Queen Camilla reportedly desires for her daughter, Laura, to attain working royal status, hoping to have her participate in some royal engagements with the Windsors. Nevertheless, this concept has encountered opposition at every juncture, primarily due to the fact that Camilla's offspring are commoners in relation to royal status. According to several royal analysts, Camilla's children will not get any titles or responsibilities from her marriage with Charles. They remain private individuals, and custom dictates that only those born into or married into the royal family undertake official responsibilities. Camilla has persistently advocated for them. One insider claims she urged the king to bestow a title or specific duty on Laura, but was met with refusal. Charles, cognizant of precedent and presumably attuned to popular sentiment, has delineated a boundary regarding the conferment of royal rank onto his stepchildren. Sophie's global advocacy illuminates. Amidst palace intrigue, Duchess Sophie has remained discreet and focused on her primary endeavor, diligent work for royal causes. This sincere commitment has really garnered Charles's confidence, leading some pundits to refer to her as the monarchy's secret weapon. During the previous month, as the king and queen visited Italy, Sophie undertook her notable foreign engagement. In late March, she went to Brussels to advocate for a cause she is passionate about, combating sexual abuse and safeguarding children. During a prominent meeting co-hosted by the UK government and the European Parliament, the Duchess gave a fervent keynote address advocating for stricter measures to ensure children's safety online and to fight child sexual exploitation. She articulated in unequivocal terms the detrimental effects of online harassment and urged technology firms to take immediate action to enhance the safety of their platforms for younger users. Participants, including politicians and NGO leaders, commended Sophie's extensive expertise on the topic. The Duchess's travel to Brussels was not an isolated event. She has been diligently engaged in this domain for years, far before acquiring her illustrious title. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond remarked that Sophie has been diligently engaged in advocacy for years, specifically campaigning against sexual violence in conflict zones like Chad and Sudan. Notably, last year, Sophie became the inaugural royal to visit Ukraine following the Russian invasion, where she met with refugees and frontline aid workers. This trip, which received minimal attention at the time, underscored her dedication to challenging issues. Royal specialists have lauded Sophie's efforts, seeing in them the potential for a really impactful royal persona. Jenny Bond recently characterized the Duchess as a compassionate individual and a significant asset to both the monarchy and the nation. Bond said that Sophie is increasingly used as a senior ambassador for the UK specifically due to her aversion to seeking public attention. Occasionally, she does not even inform the media of her attendance, Bond said with admiration. She prefers minimal commotion and aims to accomplish her tasks and effect change. Indeed, Sophie's approach is to operate discreetly, prioritizing content over showmanship. She serves as patron for over 70 charities and organizations, including child protection entities such as the NSPCC and Plan International, and is recognized for conducting secret trips and unpublicized meetings to further her initiatives. This understated dedication has garnered her a formidable reputation inside the royal confines. The king and the government place their trust in her to execute the royal duties, effectively leveraging the monarchy's soft power, Bond told the Mirror, underscoring that Charles and the British government saw Sophie as a reliable ally in advancing UK interests internationally. Charles has great pride in his sister-in-law. The king's joy was apparent when he bestowed upon Sophie and Edward the titles of Duchess and Duke of Edinburgh last year, a gesture generally seen as a tribute to the late Prince Philip's legacy and an affirmation of the couple's contributions. Insiders indicate that Charles sees Sophie as like a sister and holds her loyalty in high esteem. Dispute among the royal family and public opinion. Duchess Sophie's rise as a royal MVP has garnered significant acclaim in the court of public opinion. Numerous royal observers see her as a diligent, uncontroversial collaborator whose heightened visibility can only enhance the monarchy. Fans on social media have praised Sophie's augmented role. "Sophie epitomizes grace under pressure," said one user, commending her poise during Sandhurst's Sovereign's Parade on April 11 when she represented the king at a military graduation. Others noted that Sophie's compassionate and diligent approach reflects the late Queen Elizabeth II's principle of steadfast perseverance. Sophie has always been regarded as an unsung hero of the family, and now she is finally being acknowledged as a key asset at the monarchy's critical time. Concurrently, indications of a schism between Camilla and Sophie are becoming more difficult to overlook. Observers remarked that throughout previous events, the two ladies had little contact. During the Commonwealth Day ceremony in March, they maintained a significant distance from one another. There have been allegations that Camilla made a disparaging comment regarding Lady Louise Windsor, the 19-year-old daughter of Sophie and Edward, implying that she isn't suited for royal life. If true, Sophie, like any mother, would have been infuriated by this remark, and Prince William reportedly became aware of it as well. William envisions a contemporary, streamlined monarchy that depends on the involvement of reliable family members, such as the Edinburghs, and he shows no interest in incorporating non-royals, like Camilla's children, into official responsibilities. Camilla's purported affront to Lady Louise highlights the divergent perspectives over the family's destiny. Royal observers assert that King Charles is eager to maintain harmony between his bride and his devoted sister-in-law. Currently, sources close to the king indicate that he is striving to harmonize the responsibilities of both women, affording Sophie several opportunities to excel while still affirming Camilla's essential position beside him. Insiders see Charles as being caught in the middle of this discreet struggle, even as he concentrates on his recuperation. Simultaneously, many see Sophie as the monarchy's stabilizing force throughout this crisis, a reliable individual who embodies duty without theatrics. She is excelling in her new position, said a royal journalist, and has demonstrated her value as a crucial asset during a pivotal period. Indeed, the House of Windsor seems to be relying on Sophie more than ever as the king confronts health challenges. The monarchy is navigating unprecedented challenges, and its cohesion and fortitude are now being evaluated. The rising prominence of the Duchess of Edinburgh is central to this narrative. In the next months, attention will be focused on Sophie and Camilla, one advancing, the other maintaining her position as both ladies maneuver through a royal conflict that may influence the destiny of the British crown. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for now.